What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you are having a great one today, as always. And if you can't tell through this wonderful candy wrapper, we are taking a look at SooSoo Toys Unbreakable, aka Invincible, or Mark Grayson from Invincible, whatever the heck you want to call him. I don't know why I'm caring much about the tape on this. Get out of here. So I did get this from Giant Toy. They sent him super fast. But I got bombarded with stuff. Oh, it's a nice little box there. I got a ton of stuff over the past couple of weeks. Not a bad thing to complain about. So it just took me a while to get to them. But I figured today's the day. We're trying to catch up on stuff. And we will go ahead and get through this fellow. Fortunately, he doesn't come with a ton of goodies or anything like that. So it shouldn't take too long to go through. Nice little insert there. Do love that. Now, he was about 180 bucks from Giant Toy. He's kind of sold out in most places, so you almost have to go with the resale world at this point. I want to say, and this is just kind of a guess, but I believe right now he's around like 250 to 300 range, give or take. You could probably find him cheaper, but if you were curious, that does seem to be my man's current going rate. I am pretty dang excited about this. Get that man some oxygen. So one thing they did with this, as well as the Omni-Man, which I actually really liked, is they went with more of a realistic look for him. They could have tried to do comic or TV show accurate. A little restriction from the shoulder pads there. But I think by doing this, it matches up with basically most of the Hot Toys or other third-party companies, because a lot of them do stuff based off of like the MCU, DCU, all of that stuff. Suit's pretty good. I am, just from playing, kind of worried. It feels very similar to a lot of the Spider-Man suits. I imagine kind of a similar thing will happen. If you leave him in a dynamic pose for a long time, he'll probably crease up. SooSoo's usually pretty good about that, but I'm always a little bit iffy in that regard. Does have a really good waist crunch. So his body's a lot less stiff than Omni-Man. You can actually move it around pretty easy. Also weighs a ton less. The Omni-Man used a pretty hefty World Box body. Not the case here, so that's kind of nice. You do get to move him around quite a bit. Now, they did a lot of cool stuff with this. I'm going to see how easy we can get it all off. Hopefully it won't be too bad. So first off, you got a magnetic head, which I love. This part also comes off, which is great. Reason being, basically all the accessories you get with him are stuff to make him battle damaged. So that way you can kind of, if you want just the slightly damaged head on the clean suit, you could do that. Or you can flop the whole thing out. They even give you some bloodied up hands. So if you want to reenact the fight with his dad or playing baseball, you get both of those options, which I think is really cool. It's a pretty neat gimmick, for lack of a better word. Just a really well handled design. The damaged one looks amazing. So I honestly didn't realize that they fully cracked the glass on that. I thought it was just kind of roughed up a little bit, but that looks outstanding. Give him a little kiss for his injuries if you want. Super cool. You can also swap his hair out. It is also magnetic, so if you want to give the kind of different breezy look, you might even be able to have some fun and put on like Naruto hair if you wanted to make him blonde. You know, do something goofy like that. But that is just really, really cool. Also, very strong magnet on the head. That is keeping it in place. I'm really impressed. That is very, very cool little touch they did there. Of course, he does come with the baseball glove. And in this case, a baseball, so you can play catch with his old man, which is fun. I like that they were kind of clever and actually painted a different color in there. like I said, I get them used easily. So the baseball is going to be really hard for me to pull it out, so I'm not going to bother. That's a lie. I probably will. So I am kind of curious. Want to see if it might be magnetic. Nope. What about with this one? Probably not. This would be to throw his little baseball pitch. Not going to work. I'll probably just tip the box when the time comes to get that out. You've all seen a baseball before, so I don't think you really need to look at it. If you're wondering what his bloodied up knuckles look like, that is pretty amazing. You get to see the rips in the gloves, even some damage to the flesh. That is just really, really outstanding. And then you do get different forearm covers as well. So you can really put this guy through the ringer. I absolutely love that. I think that's a very nice little touch. The only negative to it, in my opinion, if you were to splash out all of that, it would be somewhat miraculous that he wouldn't get any blood on this part. But I digress. That's really a small issue to have. I think I'm going to go grab Omni-Man just so you can see them side by side, how they size up, for those that are wondering. But that's really all there is to it. They didn't really do a ton with the figure. As you can see, he's got pretty much a generic Invincible base, which is fine. I'm wondering, do you get dynamic? Yeah, they give you a dynamic one, so that's kind of cool. Lets you move it around a little bit, which will be good. But we'll go ahead, we'll grab Omni-Man, get them side by side so you can see a little look-see there, and then we'll wrap this fella up. And just as kind of a brief size comparison between the two, Omni-Man definitely a bit on the bigger side. Way heavier. way heavier. Obviously, I have his cape off. I actually, oddly enough, don't leave it on him most of the time. I've washed it a bunch, but I still worry about it staining. So I just kind of leave his cape off unless I'm doing photos. Or if I want to make the display look nice and fancy, I'll put it back on. But for now, it's staying off. But there you go. Just to have them side by side so you can see. I am kind of surprised scale-wise. I would think Omni would be a bit taller. But it's been a while since I have watched the show or read the comic. If you haven't done either, highly recommend both. Kind of a fun fact, it's done by the same guy that did Walking Dead, so if you like Walking Dead and want to see a crazy violent superhero series, well worth checking out. I also think he did Marvel Zombies, but I might be wrong on that. Anyway, I digress. That'll do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, we'll see you next time.